The answer is to exit the operations of the sports arbitrage business, or at least start handing off and delegating tasks. My immediate question is, can you get all of the sports arbitrage responsibilities down to 1 day a week? Like, could you put it all on a Tuesday or all on a Wednesday? Or is there specific work that is more spontaneous that requires your input right across the week? I'm a fan of routine. It's funny because a lot of entrepreneurial people don't like being told what to do, like a spontaneous, and, like plenty of us that probably meet the criteria for ADHD. And yet I've found that putting routine in place in my life has been phenomenal. And there's plenty of teachers that teach discipline equals freedom. And I absolutely believe in that. I've found it even though I'll still have like the crazy ideas and the random thoughts at all times a day, all week, having my meetings on a specific day for specific businesses mean that I'll just bring the issues and bring the agenda items to that particular day. And even though there is the fear of like, oh, I'm not getting everything done, there is also the safety in I'm going to cover everything I need to cover, or at least 90% of what I need to cover in that one weekly meeting that I know is always coming. And then I can always check in the team there. Now, that's a process. Maybe it needs to be 2 half-an-hour meetings a week or 3 half-an-hour meetings a week to kind of like get stuff dialed in. But ideally, eventually, you can be pulling back where the team are just doing most of the things. And then it's just one time a week that you're kind of like feeding them stuff to do or helping solve problems too. And you might let them know, hey, don't hit me up on chat unless it's time sensitive. Otherwise, write it down, bring it to the meeting as an agenda item, and we'll work through it each week. I promise I'll stay there as long as we need to each week to work through the items. That might be one way of approaching it. I guess what comes to mind for me is if you're clouded by that business, you're not going to have the creative bandwidth to do the entrepreneurial founder stuff for your VA business. And that entrepreneurial founder stuff is important for you to have the energy to work on that. So that would be like probably start of the day energy, clear mind. You haven't jumped into the day-to-day operations of problem solving and the to-do list with a million things of the sports business, but you get to just work on, okay, what can I do to grow and do, you might call it deep work, but do the strategic work for the VA business.